it's looking like it. They have the right chemistry. They have the right players in place. You don't have too many all stars. You don't have too many role players. You don't have too many up and coming players. You have just the right blend of players. When you bring in a guy like Hart, you're saying to yourself, okay, we're looking at role players. When you bring in Austin Reeves, we're looking at role players. When you're looking at Ant, you're looking at future stars of the NBA. Brandon Ingram, same thing. Future stars of the NBA. Tyrese Halliburton, same thing. Bobby Portis, high-end role player. And see, when you start mixing up this group and within the chemistry, everything works out well, because in today's NBA, you can't put all the stars on stars together anymore, because guys do the same exact thing. And that's will hinder your team. That will hold your team up. Then it'll be a guy that has to say, okay, you know what? I'm still going to get my 30 shots because I don't like this guy right here. And it's not like how it was when the Dream Team came onto the scene, because you had Magic running point. You had Larry, who was already hurt, aching, so he's just a shooter. Michael Jordan, star of the team. Everybody already had that decided. You're the star of the team. So I feel like this group has possibly went ahead and taken that same attitude as well too. Charles Barkley was another star of the team, and that's how they are going about their business. But Barkley became an even bigger star and helped himself become that for that season 92-93 the best player in the NBA. I know a lot of people will be, oh, Joe Jordan. No, but he won the MVP and he played stellar basketball, and everybody on that Dream Team said that Charles Barkley was the best player when the summer ended. So you can't argue with the guys that played with him. That's the whole thing. So you look at that, who's that guy who's making that type of improvement? I would say possibly Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson was already a hell of a player, but now he's probably going to be an all-star next year, a starting all-star as well too. So these things are very good moving forward for them going into the NBA season. And this is helping this new group really separate themselves from the king himself, Mr. LeBron James, and showing how the immediate phase out of one of the greatest players in basketball, who's kind of been here for a little bit too long, can start moving out of his atmosphere and start moving back more into a paradised NBA where we have many stars and not just one star. So pretty much this group is a group that is changing the idea of how we approach the future of the NBA. And that's really good. And they're showing out right now, because it's crazy how the other groups had so much trouble years before. But that's because they had selfish players. They had guys who were playing for themselves and not for the team. Somebody came in here and said that, okay, we're playing for the USA, so we can't embarrass ourselves. We have to play as a team. We have to play like little kids again. We got to be those kids that played in the rec center that all just like passing the ball to each other. We're the squad, and that's how basketball can be such a beautiful sport if you can put everybody on the same wavelength. And that's exactly what Team USA has done at this point. They're playing great basketball. Jordan, great job. You guys were able to get yourself to that moment of playing against America, feeling like you could compete, because you have had a lot of players come over from the NBA, play in those leagues in Israel and Jordan and everything like that, some of the best leagues in the world, and they've went ahead and gotten citizenship, and they play with you guys now. So they've changed the face of international basketball in a sense. And when you lose a game like this, it should be the motivation for what you're going to do later on down the road. Jordan will be back around in the Olympics. We know that for sure. And you know what? America's going to probably have to deal with these guys because they embarrassed them today. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But Team USA is rolling, and we'll see exactly what happens in their next game. So we move on, and let's go ahead and talk about our next topic, and that's going to be this.